you've got to think about, so it might be appropriate for some people or some entities to get a specific dollar amount. You know, I want to give $10,000 to ARF, because you're an animal lover. It might be appropriate to give a specific asset to somebody. So you could say, I'm leaving my vacation home to my oldest child. We call those specific gifts. That's one way to do it, but in the end, we've got to give away everything, right? This trust eventually has to give away 100%. So at the bottom, you're going to have some way of allocating the rest. We call that the residue. That's the official legal term. So you can have something that's a combination of specific gifts and percentages, so that in the end, the percentage adds up to 100. We've gotten rid of everything. And you can benefit individuals, don't have to be family members, and you can benefit charities. And charities are nice if you're charitably inclined, and also nice if you're worried about taxes. So, because charities don't pay taxes, so that's something to think about. Okay, so the question that we probably ask the most when we're having a planning session with a client starts out with, what if? So the client will say something and we go, great, that's a great idea. We start writing it down. What if? And we've got to explore all the what ifs. So one of the main ones we always have to cover, what if a beneficiary dies before you? Okay, so I leave my vacation home to my oldest daughter. Well, what if she dies before you? Where's that vacation home going to go? Does it go to her children? Does it go back into the pot? Or does it go to one of the other children? You've always got to ask that what if. What if the beneficiary dies before me? What if the beneficiary is immature or irresponsible or a minor, has a substance problem? We have to talk about those things. It's not pleasant, but we have to make a plan for that. You can leave money to someone who's irresponsible. You can leave someone money even if they have a substance problem, but you want to control it. And so you need to talk to your attorney about those things. I'm kind of worried about this one person. I know I want to leave them money. They need the money. But if I leave them all this money, it's going to ruin them. And I don't want that. There are ways to deal with that. So you've got to ask that what if question. And now this one is one that's very important in my practice. What if the beneficiary is receiving government benefits? So we do special needs planning, meaning we do estate planning for usually parents, sometimes grandparents, who have a disabled child or grandchild, and they want to leave money to that disabled child, but they don't want to ruin the government benefits that the child is receiving because of their disability. They might be on Medi-Cal, or they might be getting some other kind of benefit that if they suddenly had a $50,000 inheritance, the benefit would go away. There are government benefits that are really very important to disabled people. You can leave their inheritance to them in a special needs trust. It doesn't have to be, here you go, here's a check, it's yours. And that would really not do anybody any good. So, thinking about your family, are there people in your family who possibly could someday be in that situation? In my practice, every trust that we write has a special needs just in case provision. Because we don't know. Right now, everybody in the family is healthy, but 10 years from now, we might have a grandchild who actually is receiving some kind of government benefit. We want to make sure the trust can handle that. We want to make sure the trust will not ruin that for the grandchild. And if you know there's a special needs person, then you definitely need to address it. This next one is maybe the most, popular or common discussion we have. What if my child or whomever I'm leaving money to is married to someone you don't like? That happens a lot. And it isn't always that I don't like that guy. It's more like I just don't know. I'm worried. He seems kind of domineering. I'm afraid if I leave all this money to my daughter, he's going to persuade her to do something. Oh, let's open a restaurant, honey. That's a good idea. That's a good business plan. So we get that, I would say, most from parents of daughters. They tend to worry about that son-in-law. So we can set something up to make sure that the money is there for the daughter and only the daughter. Son-in-law doesn't get any of it, and then when the daughter's done with it, it goes to grandchildren. So that is possible. It's becoming more and more common, and just something for you to think about. Think about who in your life, maybe you're not leaving them any money, but what if? If you leave that money to your daughter and then she dies, where's it going to go? It's going to go to her husband, unless you have written something else, unless you are controlling it. So I'm just suggesting that you open your mind and think about all the what ifs in your life.
If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling.